This is Earl from Virginia. This week's episode is returning back to the mountain house. And what's kind of funny is a rather insignificant find that I discovered on the way out of the site is one that proves to be important for the week. So please stay tuned, stick around to the end for the cleanup. There's a couple other items in there that I didn't show during the filming. And I tried a new cleaning method with some new products. So stick around, watch it. It's a very short episode. Thanks a lot. This is ErlefromVa.
There's turkeys. There's one turkey. 2 gobblers, a couple hens, 3 gobblers, probably jakes. Let's see if I can get any closer. How cool is that? Man, that's on my bucket list too. Get a turkey. Yes, get a turkey. You couldn't ask for any better on that right there. One, two, three. 5 of them. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Wild turkey. That's a great way to start today. 7. There's an old spoon. I can't tell if it's pretty light. I think it's 10, but it's got some really cool fancy on the back. That green featherware dates to about 1780, which is one of the dates I thought. This is an old spoon right here, I don't know, with some really cool fancy on the back. I struck it, of course. It's kind of a crap signal, but I'm up here at my, at the Chimney site. Did a little bit more clearing, cut out some more logs, moved a few rocks, spotted 3 deer coming in, ran across the ridge up there. Of course, I got some shot of 5 turkeys, 3 gobblers, and 2 hens. And I'm up here, did a little bit more clearing, trying to find what I can find so I can get a date on this place, but this is pretty cool. Spoon bowl with some fancy. Stealth diggers, give it a toss later. Just started digging back here where I found the featherware, just kind of probing around. There's a pot of shard there. I don't know if you can see it, but check out that tooth, man. What is that? Is that a boar tusk? I have no idea. All right, right here at the side of the chimney. Got a good signal. I hit it a little bit right there. It's reading about 50 something, 55 with this lead, big old lead blob. Another good sign. Alright, this is Earl. Wasn't very deep. It's laying on the rocks from the chimney here that dropped off. Alright, Rob. Alright, man. Moving on. Alright, guys. Here's what I got today. Got a nice spoon with some fancy. It's pretty cool. Might help date this place. Pretty light. It's 10 spoon. The fancy's pretty cool. Looks like a piece of Dutch oven. Melted lead over there where the tooth was at. Hung on to that. Pretty sure it's a deer bone. There's that big tooth. Anybody got any idea on that? Let me know. Boar, groundhog, Too big for a groundhog, split in half. Pretty big tooth though. Some other metal piece, not sure, could be a hinge, whatever. A couple square nails. And then there's all the trash that I got. There's some more I threw in another pile. I got a pile I'm collecting. Mostly shotgun head stamps and piece of tin, strapping, modern bullet, three modern bullet casings. That's about it. Getting ready to leave. Gotta head out. Give you a quick panoramic. Beautiful out here. It's a little on the misty side. A little foggy. Like I said, I jumped 3 deer over there where the bobcat was when I came in. They ran a ridge over there, heading north. Hopefully might jump something going out. But there's a great north mountain up ahead. Bunch of more ore pits that way, and they go all the way over. There's a power line that way. I've seen them all the way to the power line. But still, just locally at this site, cleaned out a little bit more today. And dug a little bit there. That's where the bones and stuff came from. That's where I got the green feather edge flat ware is right over there too. So I try to play around. That's where I got some more pottery in the bones. But there's actually this thing might be bigger than I thought. There's a lot of good iron hits out there. This place I just think is deep in loam. And probably the best bet to get relics out of here is probably going to be sifting. So somewhere in the future, maybe this summer, maybe not. But hopefully somewhere in the future, we'll be doing some sifting up here. Alright, Earl. This is Earl. Earl from Chimney. Later.
Just wanted to correct an error that I had in the beginning. Well, there's a couple errors I got in the episode. One concerns a spoon find, which turns out not to be a spoon. And then the turkeys. The turkeys, actually, there were 5 bearded turkeys. I thought there was a couple hens in there and jakes, but there might have been one jake. But they were all bearded, pretty much 5 inches or more, so it should put them in the tom or the gobbler range, whatever you want to call them, tom or gobbler. There might have been one jake in the front end of the herd or the group, but all in all, they were all bearded turkeys. So moving on from that, here's the finds from the hunt. First off, I'll just do some of the metal. Actually, we'll just do the metal. A couple more square nails. There's 2 there. This one I got to put through electrolysis. This one has obviously been in a fire, which might lead to the demise of the house. There's a couple other pieces I found that kind of lead me to believe there was a fire there as well. There's a nice square nail. Looks to be door hinge or some type of hinge. What's left of it, it's broken in half. That's some type of hinge piece. Another piece off of Dutch oven type crock pot, which is probably pretty common for the late 1800s in the Civil War period. And found this piece on the way out. It's just a metal strap. I think it's later in date and not really important at all. But moving on to the other stuff. The significant find is going to be this one right here, and I'll get to that right off the bat. It was actually on the way out, one of the last signals I got. Actually, I didn't film this one. I didn't film the valve and the last piece of melted lead that I got. And I found them on the way out of the site, walking out, and they were about. This was right on the northern edge of the house site, and these 2 pieces came from about 30 yards out on the north slope, coming off the rise for the house. But the first piece I misid'd in the video, which I said was a spoon at first. This is not a spoon. It's actually a lid of some type. I believe it's to a coffee pot. I'm not sure. It's got some fancy, and as you can see, the 2 hinges at the top, right here and right here. This thing cleaned up really well. I was seeing some tin poking through. This is some kind of like a zinc. It's not really pewter. It's not zinc. It's not aluminum either. So it's a crossover material of some type. That's probably what my meter read. And then, but I was seeing glimpses of tin. So I tried a new cleaning method. There's also some type of something going on here. There's either a strap or piece or design there, but I can't really make it out. There's like a strap there right in the middle. But the piece cleaned up rather well for being tin. You can see the finish on it. It's got like a silverish metallic finish to it. It is eating through some. I thought I hit it with the shovel, but I'm not too sure I even hit this thing with the shovel. I just think it's deteriorated. But it turns out it's some type of a levered lid, and I believe it's to a coffee pot. The other piece that's important is this one here. Turns out I found this. I thought it was there were several food ration cans in there, But this one caught me as like maybe a snuff can lid or something. When I got it home, it was completely covered in rust, and I used a new method, which was using this stuff, Evaporust. You pick it up at Harbor Freight. There's this size, another size. I've been wanting to use it for a while, but I tried Evaporust. I used it overnight on this piece and this, and some of the metal. It didn't do very well on the metal that had chunky rust on it. But the Dutch oven piece worked pretty well. The one split nail worked well, and these two tin pieces worked great. But all in all, at the end, you can see when I started cleaning this thing up, letters started popping up. And what I made out of it was, at the bottom is Baltimore, Maryland, and at the top is Parish, P-A-R-R-I-S-H, and then over here is Brothers, B-R-O''S, and in the middle here, I don't know if you can pick it, I don't even know if it's going to pick it up on this camera, but we'll try. It says manufacturers, and it's M-A-N-F apostrophe R-S of Essence, E-S-S-E-N-C-E, and then of sideways coffee, C-O-F-F-E-E. So it's manufacturers of essence of coffee. It was supposed to be like a real thick syrupy blend of coffee, milk, sugar, and something else when I looked it up online on. And that was the opening picture for the opening of the video. This is actually a commemorative mirror tin from the Parish Company trying to advertise their essence of coffee. And this dates, roughly from what I can see so far, somewhere around the Civil War period of time, but I think it's closer to 1879. I believe the company might have been, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of information on the Parish Company, but looking at some tins and other stuff, I think they were around to 1920, but I think this is probably somewhere around 1879, 9-ish, 1880. So this turned out significant in a way that I'm trying to date this site. And also found in the previous episode some green Wedgwood featherware plate piece, which has a dating period around 1780. So my original estimates of the site was 1780 to 1880. So both of these finds, that the green Wedgwood Feather Edge pottery piece and this tin, puts it in that time frame. I also found the melted lead. Found another piece of melted lead on the way out, along with this valve. They were pretty much side by side. This valve is actually, if it had been like this, it goes to hit and miss engine, what they call an old hit and miss engine. This has been the bleeder valve for the old little glass oil reservoir, and it's made out of brass. Cleaned up rather well. I used CLR. It was extremely corroded, and they used like a tar. There was tar, real heavy tar on this one end. I left some on there just because the show was there originally. There was a lot of tar wrapped around the threads, and that's where it's actually broke and failed. But it's a shut-off valve. It's in the off position right now. But it had been mounted like this on the hit and miss engine, and there had been a little glass globe, and I think it was below the globe. It was like a bleeder valve for the oil runoff or fuel runoff, looking from the internet. But it turned out rather well. But I cleaned it up trying to find a patent date or something on it. There was no date, but I found that fairly quick on the internet. The other two pieces I kind of like. This I've cleaned up and sealed. This is actually broke, but it's actually a boar or wild hog's tooth. The upper tooth, I believe, not the bottom tusk. It's actually upper tooth. It had been up and it had been sort of like that. I think that is the tip right there, but it has split and fractured on the back. But you look at it close, I don't know if it shows up, but you can see the growth rings. It is a tooth. My daughter thought it was a deer antler, but it's just way too curved for deer antler. When I was looking on the internet, looked up hog's teeth, wild hog, boar, this thing fit perfect in that category. So I'm pretty sure it's a hog's tooth, which is pretty significant as well, because they're in the site I'm at. We don't have wild hogs in Virginia, not in this part of Virginia. So it's been a good long while since a wild hog was killed around here. Also right next to the tooth, and this is either probably a hog bone, but I believe it's a deer bone. I kept it as well, sealed it, cleaned it, and sealed it. It'll have some value, trying to help date this place. But Those are the finds today. Got some glass. Did get some plateware pieces. Nothing dated. This piece here looks like it's been in a fire. That's why I'm saying I think the house did burn at one time. It's got some burn marks on it, and nothing fancy in them. No dates or anything. Just some plain old pottery pieces I found digging holes. Got the one piece of white glass, the one piece of green glass, and if you look at it, it's got some layered detail. It's, I don't know. But those are the finds for today. And one more, this tin turns out to be one more piece of the puzzle. Both of these pieces were extremely corroded, so the evapor rust I'm really happy with. It works well with tin. I was not going to put these through electrolysis. The material is just way too thin, as you can see. It would have never withstood electrolysis, but it worked daggone well just sitting overnight in this evapor rust, and I was able to clean it up. I was actually able to get the wording off of there and get the shiny detail back on the levered hinge, flip door. What, I'm not sure what you want to call it. I think it's a top of coffee pot spout, pretty big pot. But that's it. Y'all have a great day. This is Earl from Virginia. Thanks for stopping by.